injuries that you would have gotten if an avalanche had come through, so. And I mean, personally, I've heard it, I've seen the video footage and stuff like that, and the photos that were taken afterwards, and there's just no way that could have been an avalanche that caused that. So, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. So, now, after that, it comes to, the theory. Now, with this theory, it suggests that strong sudden winds, which are common in the area, could have caused panic among the hikers. If that was the case with like me or any other Joe Blow, I could believe that. But like, these were well-trained individuals who were out there for class 3 certification as survivalists in Siberia. They knew the dangers, the risks. They knew what they needed to do. I just don't see them getting scared by high winds and deciding that they're going to jump up and run in 3 different directions from the tent. That just does not make sense to me whatsoever. So I really don't believe that. Now, the thing that really gets to me, I don't really want to stick on the high winds thing, because it's just, for me, it just doesn't match up. Like, they're trying to say that these high winds might have led them to believe that the tent was at risk, and it prompted them to flee hastily. I just don't see that, especially considering that there was cuts on the tent. Whether it was from the inside or the outside, it doesn't really matter when it comes to these high winds. Why would you take and cut winds or cut the tent and then run from it because you think high winds are coming? I mean, that's not really, that doesn't make sense to me. So I don't even want to go into that very deeply. It's really flimsy in my opinion. Now, after going over that, I do want to come back to what I had brought up a little while ago. Traces of radiation was found on the hikers' clothing. Okay. Now, the Soviets' military involvement has long been a focus on a lot of people who are into conspiracy theories. Some speculate that the hikers stumbled upon like a secret experiment, such as testing ground. They believe that it could have been testing for parachute mines, which they believe that was going on in the Soviet Union during that time, that there was secret testings for parachute mines where they'd parachute them out of airplanes, and these parachutes would explode, in the air or maybe on the ground, and they believe that could have been what caused their deaths. Now, this also supports some of the claims that were made of glowing orbs that were seen in the sky around the time of the incident too, and that could possibly link the military activity. I also want to mention too that one of the survivalists was able to take quick shots off before whatever happened, and inside of the photos they were able to recover, they did find white glowing objects out in the distance. It was very blurry, so they didn't really get a good look at what it was, but there was glowing inside of the photos that were taken. So This is one of the ideas that, or one of the theories that was brought up about the military involvement, that there could have been some kind of secret experiment that was taking place and they stumbled upon it and they were killed. And the glowing orbs, it also fueled speculations about UFOs and or other paranormal phenomenon. Now, with me, from what I've been really learning about pagan beliefs too, I'm not saying that it did or it didn't happen, but this situation that happened there on a mountain called Dead Mountain and shamanism in that region, from mountain worshippers, there could have been something going on there too. I mentioned it before. I don't think that it was the Manti or the Monty or whatever, but it could have been the other group that may have done it, because there was a lot of bad blood between the Soviets and these people. So there's a chance that could have happened. You never know. It's if anybody has their feedback on that, let me know, and I will be more than happy to respond to it in the chat section or in the comment section later on. It is a pretty interesting way of looking at it if you take a look at it from the point of view of these people worship, they were mountain worshippers. They were pagans. They believed in shamanism, so there is a good chance of that. They were also into worshiping bears, so the whole crushed in chest thing, that's something that really sticks out to me, like something had thrown them maybe, or literally put them in a bear hug, and crushed their ribs. I also find it odd that, the last group that was found 75 kilometers away. So not only did they come out of this tent and split up into different directions, but one group was found 1.5 kilometers away, and then the last group that was found 75 kilometers away. That seems kind of odd to me. So it would, and why would those people who were 75 kilometers away decide that it was not safe to come back to the tent later on after? So there was something that actually happened at that tent where they said, no, we don't need to go there. Let's not go back to there. So that's something that really stuck out to me right there. So something did happen. It's just what we'll never know. There's a good chance that we won't know. It really does stick out to me and make me wonder. It's a pretty fascinating thing to think about when you look at that. So now after that, there is also theories too about the Yeti. Some people believe that they could have encountered a Yeti or something of that kind. I haven't heard or been able to find anything that pertains to official or even any reports that say that a Yeti could have been involved with this. You know what I mean? There have been people that have brought it up, but I haven't really heard anything of old information that says that. So you never know. You never know. Maybe it could have been a Yeti. I have no clue. and there has been speculations about UFOs as well, and what's going on with all that. But that kind of, in situations like this, when you have people who believe in the paranormal and you have people who are into conspiracy, the UFO thing is always going to pop up. So you really never know, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel about that. You know, it always happens. So now, proponents of this theory suggest that the hikers may have encountered something otherworldly, leading to their sudden violent deaths. So they do believe that some type of alien ended up killing them, you know. So that's something there. Now another intriguing theory is that the infrasound generated by wind passing over the mountain could have caused psychological distress, including a state of panic among the hikers. Now, this could explain the irrational behavior, such as the fleeing the tent without proper clothing. I don't know how well that could stand up, you know. That right there, yeah, I don't know. Now maybe if they were like diving and they came up real fast out of the water, it could cause that, or if they submerged too fast, maybe that. But on a mountaintop with fast high winds, that's I don't know. That is very, very it's a very interesting theory, but I don't know for sure if that could be the reasoning for irrational behavior. Now, maybe if a parachuted mine might have exploded close to them, compounded with the wind, the high winds. If high winds were even a part of the equation, you know, if that was even a part of it, then maybe in a combination of it. But I doubt that there would be parachuting mines at the same time as high winds moving through that pass at the same time. You know what I mean? It sounds pretty flimsy to me. So now another idea is that the group was attacked by a Yeti, okay, or some type of cryptid. That's what I just brought up. You know, I don't know for sure. Like I said about that, there have been reported sightings of Yeti, but I don't know if the Yeti sightings stretched all the way up to Siberia or not. So that's something that I was always under the impression that happened right more in the area of Mongolia and regions like that. I was never I never have heard of Yeti sightings ever taking place in Siberia, so maybe that's something that I could look for later on. So far I haven't found anything that says Yeti was sighted in any part of Siberia, but you know, the claim has been made. Now, the theory was based on the severity of the injuries that the hikers had, you know, and also because of their apparent fear. Something caused it, a situation where they felt they had to cut the tent, and that right there, if the cuts came from the inside, that means they would have been trying to cut at something outside of the tent, you know what I mean?